Many people in this country have spent the better part of today listening to and scrupulously analyzing the words of one man in an attempt to glean from them some indication of the direction in which this country is heading. Meanwhile, another man, one who has been entrusted with the highest office in the land and whose job it is to give the country direction, has spent the past 140 odd days since he took office talking utter gibberish. Whether it is calculated gibberish or the mindless gibberish of a semi-literate bore is yet to be determined. But this man's propensity for gibberish has already had several clear consequences. I think in the eyes of the international community, it has somewhat discredited the United States, perhaps more swiftly than any other of America's shenanigans over the past decades. And it has confused America's own citizens, leaving them feeling rather lost and rudderless. But there have also been some potentially positive developments from all of this. The importance of language is clearer to us today than it has been in a long time. Even those whose daily work is not with language are more fully aware than they have been for a long time of language's creative power and its destructive force, its ability to mislead, to obfuscate, to enrage, and its ability to influence, to catalyze, and to inspire. Another consequence, I believe, is that Americans, feeling themselves perhaps without adequate leadership, are increasingly looking abroad for meaningful examples of leadership, of cultural excellence, and worldviews that can serve as alternatives to those they have at their disposal here at home. What does this little diatribe have to do with tonight's auspicious occasion? To my mind, everything. Nobody understands and appreciates the importance, the awesome power, and the nuances of language like writers, poets, and translators. It is their stock in trade, their raw material. We entrust language to their custody. And of these three, writers, poets, and translators, only translators are given custody of two or more languages, bridging in their work cultures, societies, ideas, readerships, experiences, and visions of life and how it is and could be lived. The role of translators is more central and vital to this country than it has been for a long while. Translators are both custodians and defenders of language at a time when it is under attack. And they are the messengers via which alternative visions of life's possibilities are knowable to most of us. So I would like to acknowledge the Goethe-Institut and the Friends of Goethe New York for the important role they have played in so many different ways in allowing these messages to arrive and in supporting the work of the messengers who bring them to us. Specifically, I would like to thank the Goethe-Institut for founding a prize that supports the work of emerging translators, without whom the future of translations from the German would be less assured. I'm grateful personally for having been invited to participate as a member of the jury for the past few years, and I'm honored to be associated with the luminaries for whom this prize is named, Friedrich and Grace Gutekunst. Finally, we are here, of course, to celebrate the achievement of one emerging translator in particular. I'd like to quote a little passage from our jury statement. This translator's work stood out from a host of excellent candidates for its technical proficiency, for the expertise with which the translator solved specific dilemmas and avoided certain traps, and for the translation's overall quality. My fellow jurors and I were impressed by the vivacity and the tightness of the English and the accuracy with which the original German text was rendered both tonally and semantically in English. What most impressed us, and I think this is an important consideration for a prize that celebrates emerging translators, or translators who are at the start of their career. What impressed us was the vivid potential of the translator who entered the winning translation. So on behalf of my fellow jurors, Tess Lewis and Shelley Frisch, both renowned messengers themselves, I'm very pleased to celebrate and to acknowledge and congratulate Amanda Olson for her excellent translation of an excerpt from Weil wir langst woanders sind by Rasha Kayat. Congratulations.